live.
Welcome to Saturdays with Sri and Kira as we explore the mysteries. This is your backstage pass to the private conversations between Sri, Kira, and the Ascended Realms. The place where magic dwells. Mastery. Rest of the way, call forward a smile.
Namaste, everybody. Welcome to Mountain with
Absolutely.
a lot going on.
There is a lot going on. It's been a big and wading through action and all explore this, because anybody who's waking up, anybody who's said yes to their own self-ascension, even if you're driving a truck, you're being affected.
Well, you know, right now is this moment of distraction, of interference, and of a conspiracy energy. And we're going to be really diving into that. And really, you know, Sri and I have to stop and take in a breath and say, okay, first of all, you wonder, hey, Sri and Kira, you look kind of more indigenous today. Well, yeah, we are. We just an extraordinary honoring of the abuelos and the abuelas right out here in our spiritual warrior area. We have a lot to share. We have pictures if you're catching us at YouTube or live. Hey, we are actually video live streaming at Oneness Talk Radio along with YouTube. And we are at TFR Live. And guys, because I'd love to welcome into today's conversation because there is a lot to share. And so you can right now give us a buzz at 213-233-3998. Again, that's 213-233-3998. Mini soul reading, sharing, whatever is going on in your heart, we would love to connect with you on. So this day...
Hang on a sec. There we are. Just making sure it was actually flowing to the multiple destinations.
And it is. And forgive us, guys, for that momentary stop. So let's get back to this. We've been talking about this moment. We have been sharing with you that everything leading up to, and forgive me, I did cause some confusion in some of other videos and sharings. It's February 19, okay? It's February 19 through April 16 is going to be this moment of like refreshing your dreams, of revamping, of really re-energizing. And also of relief, because right now you are in the intensity of the retrograde. I mean, this very, very moment. And we've kind of tempted fate with that. And we have a lot to share because we didn't know what our tempting fate was going to do with that, nor did we know we were tempting fate, just to share that.
You know, it's been a crazy cycle.
48 hours. Wow. How have your 48 hours been?
Ramps up into a general headwind, you know, kind of a have to re-effort, redo, remember, and all that. What's been happening here with this ascension escalator energy and the coinciding of the cycles is that we're getting like an advanced retrograde in front of the official retrograde, and it's caused all kinds of stirring. Now, in our case, in the last 48 hours, we have been hit by some incredible interference energies. And we're going to take some time and share some of this with you.
And how many of you have been feeling that? And can we just share that this is, you know, every time Sri and I share some of these experiences, sometimes I immediately get the haters that are like, well, how could you possibly have anything happening if you're so whatever? Guys, what we are doing is navigating many different dimensions. And so when Shree's talking about that interference, on a very real density level, there is an energy of the third dimension that carries with it an inherent interference for all beings in the third dimension. This is why you need to be lifting. This is why we're, remember 3579, we're doing the witnessing the witnesser.
It's important to remember
because we're in that moment.
You're multitasking. As we open our higher chakras, as we activate our divine galactic blueprint, the ascended chakra system, you are then in this kind of suspension where you have your third dimensional reality, your fifth dimensional, your seventh dimensional reality, your ninth dimensional
these things before we repeat them out to you. This one you're getting ago, and then in some respects it feels like it's been, a year ago. But we have been in that energy, and then remember, and this is what is so extraordinary, and we just started talking about this, February 19th, which is the day that we are now relaxing, and I want you to really hear that word, relaxing into this retrograde, because this retrograde is going to have a long period. It's going to feel like we're talking about it for months, because we will be. It's going to be from February 19 to April 16, because it's encompassing energy.
That's about 2 months.
Yeah, and
A
19th, call in your own moon ceremony. Whether your sky gives you the blessing of seeing that super moon, the biggest, brightest super moon of the year, full super moon of the year, or whether it doesn't, it's irrelevant. Feel it, notice it, and call it into you, and feel it as these shimmery waves of light illuminating you. Now, why are we sharing all this? Because this is all tied. So we're getting there early. We're camping out. That's what these next few days are like. So realize that part of the gift for who's an incredible wise shamanist who does her pipe ceremonies here. And Sue also was feeling what we were feeling. And so the first thing, it all begins with the blood moon. We have to go back there because that's when the appearance came in. That's when the vision appeared.
Yeah.
So let's take a moment. Remember that just 2 weeks ago?
It's so there's been so much experience.
It's been building.
In what seems to be a frame of little time. It's important to remember as we start sharing that anytime we command the light, while we are also in this zone of third, fifth dimensional energy, that there is still polarity. And that polarity is a natural consequence of this environment that we're in. So there was a phrase that one master has shared: wherever the light shines, darkness gathers. And the image is sort of like a street lamp, with the light shining, and then the shadow is around the edge. And so oftentimes when we bring in or call in or until you move beyond that level of interaction. So it's important to remember that we are in a constant evolutionary commitment. And that commitment means we must be tenacious, we must trust, and we keep on going. One foot in front of the other.
Exactly. So here's the short, long story. And Shri, I just want to give vision that I think I shared with some of you already. And he had on this beautiful, like, golden white robe, and he was carrying a staff, and it had a cross on it, but it was a banner, and it was like a why have you forsaken me? And I was like, what do you mean? Of course not. I love you. Why would I do that? And it was like a joke. It was meant to get my attention, and it did. And what he said to me was, in the softest, most beautiful voice, was, you have Maria. You are in sacred union. Victim consciousness and with bloody Jesus representations, I understand them, and they are powerful. But for the work we do, I feel that it's up to us to really hold a different experience of that. So he looked at me and he said, but I am a... golden rays and crystalline light, and it came all over me. And I was like, thy will be done. And so my poor husband, I then went to my husband. I said, my love, we've just had a request out of the universe, and I'm really sorry. It's going to cost money. To which he's so amazing. And he said, hey, I get it. I get it. So we started a hunt.
Yeah,
so this energy, and the reason we're sharing this with you is because this energy started big supermoon, that big blood moon in January. So kind of look at your own experience and the way it's been ramping since then, because we are playing in multiple dimensions. You must. And we're all being trained to do it. And what we're discovering as we're training ourselves to be really anchoring in these other dimensions is that you need to really anchor without doubt. If you doubt that you are anchoring, then you will be reactive to that which is seeking to keep you in the third dimension, because the third dimension is not happy if you anchor outside of it, because it loses food. For all you know, you're its favorite dessert,
Well, and your energy contributes
your ice cream, baby.
To the illusion continuing.
Exactly. So we've talked about this a little bit on air several weeks ago. Shri and I got together with our dear friend Maggie in Cuenca, where our Maria came from. Wasn't the right place. The door was closed. Not good. We walked in the door. I saw him hanging up on the wall, but he had all the blood and he was missing his crown. He didn't have the staff, but he had the face. And so we were then advised by the beautiful woman where we could get him made. So Shri, let's show them.
Okay.
We installed the day Thursday night when Johanna and I do our show, our amazing new show, Soul Mirrors, The Voices of Women in Consciousness. We had so much energetic. What you guys don't know, right before we went on the air, Shri and I were having an electronic voice that was a high pitch energy bouncing between all three of our devices. And we both had our hands off the computers looking at it and literally had to wait for this tantrum of energy to stop.
This energy was in the wire.
Literally.
Speaking of wiring, for of you that are a little bit technically adept, it appears we're testing a new video encoder. It appears that we are live at YouTube and we are live at Vimeo.com, but it doesn't seem like it's picking up at our website. So we'll have to deal with that at the next show. But for right now, you can listen in on the Oneness Talk Radio audio player if you just want to hear audio. And if you want video, which would be lovely, try YouTube. Or Vimeo.com and look for the Self-Ascension channel there, or Oneness Talk Radio now has a channel there. So give it a go. So back to our sharing. Whenever we take an action with presence, with love, we activate something in our world. The energy of presence and love is the nourishing energy of all creation.
And if you're at YouTube or Oneness Talk Radio and you're actually seeing our transmission right now, you're going to see this beautiful ascended Christ. And so this is the crystalline Christ as he appeared to me, or the Cristo, the Ascension Cristo in the crystalline form as he appeared to me during that time. And you'll see, I don't know how much you guys can see it, but if you're on our newsletter, you already got this picture. We're going to get it up at our website. All blood has been transformed into golden crystalline light. He's wearing that crown we had made by a local artisan. We installed this Thursday morning, and Wednesday, you and I, actually it was a little earlier than that, we have been very aware of our parallel shift, right? How we're aware that we have actually made that jump into that parallel dimension, but things have been suddenly feeling like we're in the retrograde. I mean, how many of you feel like you're already in the retrograde, right? How many hands just went up? Like a bajillion, right? Mm-hmm. Because it's everything's in reverse right now. We are literally in a polarity shift, and we have an opportunity to write this, do this, but it demands really paying attention to the quote unquote signs, the energy. Yeah. And so this went in Thursday morning. Thursday night, Johanna and I could barely do our radio show. We did pull it off, but we had to literally be in focused tenacity, you know?
It's kind of funny in hindsight. We had the cameras set up to do the Thursday night radio show using the same equipment we'd already tested for the week prior that had been working. And then today we're trying out some new equipment. And everything was tested. We called each other. We tested.
We had Johanna on the air, and then we started getting
okay, we'll be back in 20 minutes when the show starts.
Everything. And then I was sharing with Shri, I was having a connection with this energy that was nasty and was angry. And what I guess the part of the story I haven't shared with you guys was that earlier, 2 days earlier, when I was out by our pool, I had connected with a very profound ancient I guess warrior cemetery that happens to be literally right where we put the pool.
An ancient cemetery.
Ancient. And they were showing me fallen warriors, and they were telling me why they were revealing themselves. Well, also what happened this week was we are putting in a new exercise room in our pool area. So they dug into that area, and I realized that there was a disrespect, that they did not.
So let me slow this down for a second. The beautiful water therapy center we have is perfect. There's been no problems.
Right.
But when we began to dig in the area adjacent,
just outside,
the appearances came up and began to communicate. You are disturbing what is said on the ground.
That this is like an ancient burial of the king. Like people would go, warriors would come there to make sure.
3,000 ago.
And it's really ancient. And so we had just been, here's where it gets really interesting, guys. We had just been to the museum where we're going to be bringing our cosmic origin people, and look for the video. I'm going to put it out this week. And Shri and I were there holding 5,000-year-old astronaut artifacts in our hands. I almost passed out. They had to catch me. We've got video. And we were with all the Incan artifacts where we're going to be doing ancient ceremonies. So we were covered and brought that home. We were in that energy. So guys, here's what's going. Started getting challenging, and they were going after us in every way they could. But the thing that happened yesterday morning was mind blowing. Shri, go ahead. For those of you that are watching, I want you to put up the picture.
Yeah, in one day.
So here's what happened. The minute that portal from that Christed energy started emanating, I mean like a bullet, especially in combination with the Mary, you're going to see the picture that had me literally in tears all day yesterday. I was useless yesterday. So, I could not stop crying.
Let me describe this for you, because what you're seeing is a big dump truck on top of a bunch of fill. And there's a wooden portal, an entry gate. That's our property line. And in a matter of hours,
that was gone.
Our neighbor began dumping, creating a wall of dirt, and destroyed the fence. And it was just incredible what was going on.
And their intention, their intention is to put up houses and to gut the land and put in a trout farm. And I mean, I have to tell you guys that in that one moment, watching these huge pieces of equipment come up and these big third dimension despair, I was overwhelmed and I felt so violated, and I was crying out to the universe, and it got worse, and they're still there today. What we're showing you is yesterday. It's 5 times worse, and all that fencing now has been destroyed, and that's all our land. This is not legal.
And what happens sometimes in Latin America is people just go do things because it's rural.
Especially if they feel they're entitled, like if they're a wealthy and local. And so we sent out a newsletter this morning, because what we're realizing is, and we realized it was 2 things. We realized that we are, all of us, and this is why we're using our own personal real-time teaching, guys. Normally we're teaching you this as a fact. You're in real time with us, and this is going to continue tomorrow. And right before we started, we were doing real-time ceremony, and that's all part of this. So the key is, what are you going to do with what the universe is going to throw? And it's going to come at you. Like, I know the reason. Everything else they've been throwing at me, even though it's been horrible, like I have been covered in work. I mean, I was telling Shri, I have felt like people are just like, I feel like I'm being stoned with work. Like I feel like I'm just in the center of a circle and people are like, work, to the point where the first time in my life, I'm whelmed. And I can handle a lot of work, those of you that know me, but I'm at the point where I'm whelmed. And I'm calling out to the universe saying, how do I finish this book? How do I do what I'm to do? That conspiracy to stop me. And I had to start really getting inward on that.
And for many people, the point of entry for this interference, this love affairs, partnership issues, security issues.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the corollary of money, you know, your home, your stability. Those are the places that the interference will come in, and it will enter your field when you are frightened or angry or frustrated.
Right.
Those fear, anger, and frustration create holes in your energy field that allow this interference to begin to manipulate your thought feelings.
Yeah. Plus the frustration repels. Now, Sri, I do want to jump in and just say a moment that they're asking about the new Ascension video. We're going to talk about that right after the break. It is coming out tomorrow. But I do want to share that one of the things, and Akil, thank you. I'm going to read your comment directly. Talk about interference. I happen to he lives in India where the terrorist attack just happened. Oh, okay. And it was extremely disturbing. But then I said, thank you, hand to heart, and wow, I've never felt lighter. And wow, that's why you're there, my angel. Don't you get it? That's why you're there. Because when you were able to lift and call that energy in, Archangel Zadkiel says that when you lift into that type of divine presence in that moment, you help 100,000 others. Yes. And so I know that's probably the minimum you helped. And I think by sharing this beautiful sharing that you've given to this community right now, may we all ignite our hearts just as Akil has, so that each of us may send out the vibration of compassion, understanding, and tolerance at a time of explosive energy. And so let us all send that energy out. Let it send it out to Prime Minister Modi, that his heart and his head are guided with that. And let us call it in, and we'll be back after this message. Stay with us.
See you in a couple of minutes. Yes.
Hey guys, welcome back. We are so happy to be here with you and loving you and thanking you for tracking with our real-time experience. Deal with it. I'm like, Kira, you know, this is going to have a happy ending. You know this. And I'm watching our fences crumble down, and I'm looking at our beautiful sacred Mother Maria, and I'm just like, help us, help us. I mean, I was screaming out, guys. I really was. Hold on, I gotta breathe. Sri's showing you again what was happening, and that is continuing today.
Yeah, for those of you listening, if you go over to YouTube Live, you'll see this. I was up on the upper deck, so I caught the electrical cable there, and you'll see the Maria garden, the rose garden.
Yeah, down there, yeah.
And the area of the flags, and that whole hill turned into a meditation pathway with plantings.
Yeah.
And then, like I say, the neighbor just bullied his way in with these trucks. And
so without belaboring that, because we want to keep here. And we're sharing that with you because sometimes you have to act at all levels. Yes. And here's what happened was after that all got in motion, I mean, really got in motion, we had a fascinating energy exchange. I want you to receive the blessing of this light portal. Would you put up the Cristo again for those of you that are watching, and to really receive the energy of this crystalline light portal, because this thing has ignited. And this was why we were sent on like this scavenger hunt to find the right one, to repaint it, to have these things made to go with it, to even the rosary beads that are on there were, I had to hunt for this special type of crystal that is like a very deep blue, and then it turns golden and it looks kind of crystalline, and the cross that's on it is calla lily. All this resurrection. And so if you connect with this, then please send a prayer after you receive this gift for yourself and your family and our world. Be served, that we can sit and talk like beings of love,
have a harmonious
and have a conversation. But to just invade our land, we have the right to say no. And that's really, and I got to earlier, a lot of people have beautiful prayers to Shri and I at our address down here, Ecuador at ShriandKira.com. We thank you. We will respond to all of you. We've been crying all day because it's been amazing. But here's what happened, and it brings us to the ceremony we're going to have with all of you. And then I will take some of our callers and we will move into the ceremony together, because this ceremony needs to continue into tomorrow. Remember, there's a lot more to share. This is a big weekend. So Shri and I, and again, I was talking, we had these people, we were feeling these abuelos.
Yes.
And I just kept hearing, you need to really do a ceremony here. And so we always go out to the pool, usually in the middle of the day. That's why we built the water therapy center, because a lot of you know I'm in rehab. And so we go out to the pool every day. And today, all I could do was sit there. And I realized that what our contractors, not our contractors, it's our actual beautiful indigenous that live right here, without knowing, they invaded this sacred space. They dug a hole right in the middle of it. Plus, because they had to dig up the plastic from our pathway, they threw all the plastic. They happened to have thrown that garbage
unconsciously.
Yeah.
And when we become conscious of it, then we need to take responsibility. It's like the indigenous have taught us: when you enter a forest, when you seek to take a cutting from a plant,
right,
we ask permission. We connect and hold open that channel of communication.
And what's so wild, guys, is this whole vision of this entire fall. They were showing me the fallen warriors. I could paint their outfits and what they were wearing. I also was seeing these very mythical looking area, for those of you that have been here, where I always see the fifth dimensional little black monkeys. Oh my gosh, this area is like doing this, guys. So what happened was, as I was sitting there today, I heard clearly before the show, I didn't realize, I should have, that it was because we would continue the ceremony with you. Yeah. I was shown down in our main courtyard, in our beautiful belladonna tree, the angel trumpet tree that we've often shown photos of. I hung a peace flag in there when we first initiated the Peace Pole Project. And if you are not familiar with that, please go to ascensionpeacepole.com and let's get that project going again as big as we can. So I heard bring up that flag as a blessing of peace, that we come in peace, that together we are peace, and that even the warriors may be in peaceful warriorship, and that all of this can be. Yeah. And so I told my poor husband, I said, okay, before we go on the air, I have to go get that flag. Well, then as I was getting the flag, I looked down, and one of our ancient artifacts, we have, what are the metates? We have lots of Incan metates all over our property. I mean, we are an archaeological site. And so I heard to bring that with me and to start an altar. And I was like, oh my God, of course. And so what happened was we got it. Then I heard to bring one of the leaves from the belladonna tree to unify the energy of the entire property. Well, guys, we have a picture here. And for those of you that aren't watching, we'll share it with you. We wound up making the most beautiful altar. Shri, would you show them the altar?
Sure.
And show them the one with the mountain first. Oh, they're both together, even better. Okay, so here they are. If you are gazing at these, what you're seeing on the right, look at the right first. That is the peace flag. And for those of you that are looking, it's a beautiful, it's a narrow kind of small flag.
Vertical flag.
And it's got the chakra colors running up with the words peace and the symbols of peace in many, many different languages. And it's hanging right where the fallen warriors appeared to me. And here's what I didn't know until I took this picture for you today, because I clearly heard take a picture today, and we will send this out in our next newsletter, I promise. But if you gaze through the palm trees there, and right in the middle there is where this gorgeous ceremonial, ancient high ceremonial priest energy is. Well, right there is the tip of the mountain across the valley. It's this exact spot, which is where they had accidentally thrown this plastic garbage and glass that Shri and I cleaned and cleared, is in direct alignment with the highest peak of the Andes Mountains around here. And I didn't know that till we took the picture. And then I wanted you to get a close-up. So if you see on the left-hand side, that's a close-up of what is directly underneath the flag. And they said, here is your altar. Now, because we are finishing construction right now, we're not going to do more than this right now, but we will be doing a lot here. And if you look at that's an incense, that's a lotus incense burner.
A little brass vessel.
And then the green leaf is from the belladonna tree, and it's sitting on the ancient artifact metate. And a little bit to the left, you might be able to see some of the
It's like frankincense.
And so we have been guided the junction between the two in the spirit world, and bringing all of us together in this one moment. And I think in light of the terrorist attack that just happened, I think that this is also our way of saying we are here with you. We are all here together. And may we all walk in this crystalline portal of love and light right now. And may we all know that we are on the steps of the temple holding the golden ticket, and we're getting ready to breathe in that showery, silvery moon energy February 19th and be like a rocket of light through April 16th. Stay the course. And so today, Shri and I took our next step, only we took this step from the ascended level, and we reached out to all of you in radical authenticity to say, we will prevail, because we are standing in sincerity, love, and presence, which is the miracle manifestation. My heart and soul, if you have not yet downloaded our app, please, please, please receive this gift from us with all of our heart. Just go to Google Play Store.
Yeah, play.google.com. You know how to do it.
Your app store, Apple. Type in Shri and Kira, you'll find it. Or the name of the app is Spiritual Mastery with Shri and more direct mastery mentorship with us, which always makes us so honored. And if you are a Sapphire member or more, you get the weekly messages as well, in lots of different formats.
Very powerful. It's really an act of commitment to say, I will be part of this.
And starting at the Sapphire level, you also get discounts off of all of our programs, including the live Quantum Clairvoyance journey coming out.
Don't miss this. Kira is sharing an incredible training.
He's so cute, but I wanted to talk about AMI first.
It doesn't matter.
Well, it does matter. Here's why it matters. And I do want to talk about this, and I want to go to our caller and get to our ceremony. The reason I want to talk about AMI is Shri is putting this on the end of this month for as little as a $2 donation, guys. Get into this energy. We chose this day based on this cycle. Yeah. And so even if you're about the energy of being with everyone through do it, because you will receive a profound healing.
This first class is an overview and will help you look deeper, help you understand the energies that are manifesting through the body, because the body is having to come along.
Yeah.
So it's going to manifest that which you're unconscious of.
Right.
And so we're going to talk about that and give you an opportunity to learn how to have a
people that I have personally witnessed after sessions with Shri literally start a second life, more than I can ever count. And so I just want to honor you for being so humble when you carry such mastery. And guys, for as little as a $2 donation, you can be on this class the end of this month. Do it for yourself. Do it for the world. Just carry the energy. But you're going to want to know more about this. You really are.
So how to do it is go to shriandkira.com.
Oh, sorry. Click on the events page.
Click on the events page, and there's a little button there, and you can enroll.
And it's a donation. We're doing this as a donation because we are in the middle right now during this time. Remember that all of the membership, all of our Mastery Mentorship students, part of your monthly mentorship goes to our humanitarian aid projects. And because this is Avesa Medical Intuitive. It is our gift to the world, which is why we're also doing this one as a donation. So help yourself, help the world, help everyone.
Yeah.
You know, it's a blessing. It really is.
And that leads us, we started to mention quantum clairvoyance.
Oh, there we are.
is journey into the fullness of the recognition of who we are as consciousness expanding. One of the things that helps you step out of density is learning how to enter the quantum field. In the quantum field, you are unmolested, so to speak, by all of the emotionality and the interferences. And Kira has mastered an ancient technique that she's brought forward into a crystalline clear teaching that will allow you to enter the quantum field at will. And it is powerful. It takes a little bit of practice. She will guide you teleclass, and this is a home study course that she's teaching live on video with your interaction. It's like being there. So you're going to want to be there.
Oh, well, thank you. I will share with you that when you learn how to go in the quantum field, you literally do get answers for anything. And it also helps with this I haven't taught this in person in a long time. And I appreciate all of you that have been writing me and thanking me for doing that. I am you really sincerely want to take quantum clairvoyance, because if you do, it will make this easier. And this is why all of the other trainings don't happen for AMI until after quantum clairvoyance. And that's why we're doing quantum clairvoyance in April. So feel into your heart.
You'll get an introduction to understand, will this be appropriately timed for you? And
this is part of climbing the temple steps, because we are here and we are in this moment, and it is intense and it is beautiful. So first thing I want to say, and then I'm going to go in and say hi to Monica, who's been holding so beautifully. But the first thing I want to help you guys remind you is this. If you initially have your third dimensional response, just pay attention to it. Don't drown in it. It does not own you. So you do not need to do anything other than witness. Actually be a part of the national emergency in the United States. And so that's an illusion of an illusion, is it not?
The truth is being revealed about everything.
And don't you think that Sri and I get the symbology that we are going to have to build a wall? I mean, get that. And I was like, oh my God, Sri, how can we even be looking at that right now? So it's a big moment, don't you think? Yes. And so let's invite in Monica. Hey, okay. Monica, you've been holding so long. You should be able to talk, Angel. Welcome.
Say hello.
We can hear you now. Hi, Angel. Yeah.
We got a lot of hiss.
We have a lot of hiss on your line, though.
Oh, well, I'm grateful you took my call. And I really want to offer you peace and offer you true love and offer you grace and butterfly wings around that whole situation that you're facing. And I pray that the tears that you have shed heal the earth, and your crystalline blue heart just melt away the glaciers that have been around you and heal you and guide you. And thank you for being such a beacon of light for our planet. And I love you.
Oh, Monica, you're going to make us cry. And thank you, my angel. And sincerely, may the sincerity, love, and presence that you have offered this gift to us be returned to you right now infinitely and in all ways and without limitation. May you feel our sincerity and love around you.
And I muted her because of the hiss. Thank you, dear. I know you can hear us, but we were getting a lot of hiss coming in, so I had to turn that off.
Thank you, Monica. We love you with all our heart and soul, and I look forward to welcoming you here at some point in the future.
Yes.
Whew. And so, my angels, I want to make sure we only have about 6 minutes left, but I want to show you a few things because we need to do the ceremony together. So, first and foremost, let me lift this up. Okay, if you're watching us, you're going to kind of see. So, this gold incenser is exactly the same one that's out in our new beautiful, oh my gosh, there's going to be amethyst out there. There's going to be indigenous clay statues out there. We're making a trail so that before you go out to the pool, you can go make an offering out there. I mean, what's happened? See, there's the lemonade.
It's going to be a thing of beauty.
It's going to be, and respect. Right. And that's why I'm wearing one of my Guatemalan Mayan priestess headbands, and I'm wearing my jade healer's mala with Shiva eye and my spirals. And, you know, Shri has his turquoise, where we really went out and did full-blown ceremony today. And so this is the other half of the piece. That it was like a cone of the Palo Santo, which, oh my God, Shri, I'm going to have you light it.
Wonderful
fragrance. Which is miraculous. And he's going to start lighting that on all of our behalf. I also have here, guys, this is a crystal pyramid with the Avesa symbol. And those of you that came and took Avesa know how powerful this is. I'm trying to get it so you can see it in the camera and just so you can feel that energy, but we are radiating that out. And then I also have two. I'm going to ask Shri to put the Palo Santo into the incenser now. There we are. All right. Just step it up. Okay. So bring your hands to your heart, guys.
Let the blessing of this energy transmit to you. And if you're watching us,
you're seeing this beautiful smoke. And Shri, if you would hold this Shiva eye. And I've brought these beautiful Shiva eyes. And they are here with the pyramid, the Avesa pyramid. And I'm going to just put it in. And then if you guys can receive this. So our puja plate today is one that transcends all religion. Will indeed be protected. Now, if this looks like a cobra, it's because that's how they feel to me. This is a piece of the palm tree that when they fall, they look like cobras. And I keep the ones that literally, when I was coming in today, this one literally, so you see, look, do you see what's happening to our beautiful puja plate? So Shri, I'm going to ask you to hold the cobra. And then I was told to ignite it once we were all together with my amethyst healer's pendulum. And if you know about these tools, they're all at Mala's first. Yeah. And so here we are, my loves. And in this moment, Shri and I are sending out to you know that no matter what is going to be thrown our way, we will walk through this. Together we are better. And so breathe in and smile and feel this gift, because I don't know if you guys are seeing what's happening with the pendulum, but wow, it's like, just look at this. Look at the way everything is spinning and harmonizing. And our beautiful cobra that came from the palm tree is here. And the elders and the east and the west, the north, the south, we are the energy of perfect balance. And this ceremony is an opening ceremony for all of you that are here with us now. Take in a deep breath. And we are going to be closing this ceremony tomorrow at the end of Shri and Kara Live, the Voice of Passionate Action. And you really want to join us at Oneness Talk Radio tomorrow. And today, we, of course, are also broadcasting at TFR Live and are so excited to be here, because this Saturday lineup, this Spirit Saturday home retreat, is an opportunity for all of us to come together and say yes. And Shri and I also have been wanting to say thank you to Chris and Cherie Geo for recognizing the need for putting awake, conscious women's voices on the air as a featured show. We are so grateful.
You know, it's important to remember that we are all in this together, and we're all contributing our light, our love to the best of our ability.
We are.
And that the light that we hold refracts through our consciousness and our belief systems and expresses outward. So in some cases, the expression is quite different than what you might expect. And in other cases, the expression is uplifting you to a greater recognition. Remember that all beings are sacred, and we all are contributing to the best of our ability.
We are at a powerful moment. We are going to talk a lot more about this tomorrow on Shri and Kara, the Voice of Passionate Action, at noon Pacific time. And we look forward to being with you then. And beloved ones, take in a deep breath. Bring a hand to your heart. And I want you to own that no matter what the third dimension may throw at you, you will lift through it. And that you are never given more than you can handle, and that we are all in this ascension experience together. This is a beautiful moment, and together we are better, and we honor you for being here with us today. Namaste.
We love you.